See, it happened when I was 14, young and in love. I was just acting naive. I didn't really think much of the consequences that came with our relationship. All I knew is that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. You see, I loved him.
We met while dancing. The night was lined with twinkling starlights, and the music, oh how soothing it was. I sat by the side while his eyes had shocked me, in the dark filled with twirling crowds and loud, smooth music.
I trusted him. So sex with the missing condom didn't seem that big of a deal, and the fact that he was 5 years older than me didn't seem that big of a deal, and the fact he was having unprotected sex with other girls didn't seem that big of a deal. You see, I loved him.
His sparkling eyes had caught me. He maneuvered his way to get to me and took my hand. I became lost while dancing in needle-high heels and him in black shiny soles, and I guess we continued to dance for days, months, and a couple of years. You know, it saddened me how he'd stir his hands into mine whenever I'd find another woman's sweet scent on him, or strands of gingered locks, or tan stockings, but I stayed and we danced.
See, being with him made me feel special. He gave me love I think I was looking for my whole life, and despite all the wrong, something about it still felt right. I felt no shame when he wanted me to duck down in his car whenever people drove or walked by. Didn't want them to see who he was hiding in his ride. He didn't want them to know it was me. You see, I felt no way when I had to hop out back windows and doors whenever his mama came. And whenever I started to question my position, he always told me, the best memories start with don't tell anyone. But see, there's a lot that he forgot to tell me.
And I forget yet again the tears, the pain, and the taste of heartache felt like. I'd wrap my arms around his shoulders and I silently think to myself, this feels like his words. Unsaid, but when said, it feels like 1,000 needles pinching into one's soul.
See, it's been over a year since the first time we had sex. And for more than 365 days, he forgot to tell me he had an STD that he knowingly gave me. You see, I guess it didn't matter that much. I guess he didn't care about my health to at least strap up. Now I'm sitting in the clinic scared, alone, and confused. I had no one to talk to, no one to be there for me.
After 3 years, my biggest fears became true. My body became jaded, and it was not because of the lies, the endless nights of drowning myself in a bed of tears. And I thought it was just the flu or one of those sicknesses that magically disappear. But no.
Do you know what it's like when you feel like everyone around is gonna judge you, gonna look down on you, say they all gonna pity you? I had this eating my insides for so long, I'm actually infertile now. I'll never be able to have kids. He never gave me the option of raising a son or a daughter. You see, he took that from me.
On a Friday afternoon, I was tested for HIV, and it turns out I was positive. All that I could think of was that I am naive, and I loathe myself, and I hate him and his words. Now I'm left here, stained with death on my life sentence. The sad part is that I loved him and love him.
So in 10 or 20 years from now, when he has a family, I bet he won't remember me, the 14-year-old girl he destroyed so long ago. But in 10 or 20 years from now, I'm going to have to try and explain to my husband why I will never be able to start a family, and I'm going to remember him. But he loves me. You see, I don't know who I'm trying to convince. You are myself, but he loved me. See, I don't really know who I'm trying to convince here, but he loved me, right?
1 in every 4 HIV infections are among the ages 13 and 24.
1 in every 2 people get an STD before the age of 25.
He made me a statistic.